Hi, this is Rick Henkin, and in this video we'll discuss the use of colors, backgrounds, and text. The reason that most books and magazines are printed with black text on white background is that it's the easiest to read. The high contrast between the two makes the letters easy to distinguish. When you reverse it, white text on a black or dark background, it's not the same. The hard edges tend to become blurred. Now, we use it at IncreaseOnlineProfits.com for dramatic effect, but only on our title shot and ending credits. As long as you don't overdo it and keep the text short, bold, and large, you can get away with it. Take a look at some of these combinations. Of course, there's no end to the combinations, but I think you get the idea that the higher the contrast, the easier to read. The lower the contrast, the more eye strain. Can you imagine an entire page of text with these combinations? It's one thing to look at a few words, but it's another thing to try and read an entire page with some of these choices. I'm not saying don't use color on your website, just pay attention to the color of your text and the background that the text sits on. Most of this seems really obvious, I'm sure, and just plain common sense. But as Will Rogers said, common sense ain't common. Take a look at these websites and please realize that I'm only focusing on the design of these websites, not the content. The yellow text on the red patterned background is very hard on the eyes. The lack of contrast here makes it difficult to read. On this one with a rainbow background, the rainbow colors actually move across the screen. You think that's easy to read? On this website, everything on the page moves. On the Golden Casino website, while the 300% sign-up bonus is legible because it's large, the links below are hard to read even when everything else is dimmed. This one is just a little hard to read, but the background's certainly distracting, don't you think? This last one is a website directed at kids about rabies. The links in the navigation bar are very hard to read. Maybe that's why all the links are repeated in the middle of the page. The interesting thing is, if you notice the CDC in the upper left corner, you realize that this website was created by the Centers for Disease Control. Now, another thing you might consider is that colors influence emotions and actions. Different colors have different psychological meanings, and these meanings can change depending on the culture. For example, in our culture, black is the color of death, while in the Chinese culture, white is the color of death. Another issue, which is discussed more thoroughly in the accessibility video, is that of color blindness, or more correctly, color vision confusion. This affects about 5 to 8% of males and less than 1% of females. The most common form is red-green confusion. There's actually a website where you can check your web pages against filters that simulate color vision confusion. It's listed right here. Let's take a look at some websites that get it right and see what the common characteristics are as far as color, backgrounds, and text. Now, this is the homepage for the Centers for Disease Control. Contrast that with a rabies page for the kids we just looked at before. Big difference. This is Amazon's homepage, YouTube's homepage, Microsoft's homepage, the Weather Channel, eBay, and IBM. The common characteristics that run through all these websites is that they are high contrast and easy to read. You get their message just like you want to make sure that your visitors get your message. Only use high contrast colors for your text and background. The best combination is black text on a white background. Stay away from patterned or animated backgrounds. One easy way to check your own website without changing any of your monitor settings is to print your web pages out in grayscale. Important items should still be readable. Once again, you want to be sure that your visitors are able to read your message. Your message is too important to be missed. This is Rick Henkin, and I hope this video has been helpful.